Hello and welcome to today's video. Today we are looking at Jarritos jelly by Cirque Colors. I actually bought this on sale from a stockist because I also happened to be buying polish thinner. I had been waiting for the thinner to come back and it had been, I think, about 8 months. It had been quite some time. And when I went into the site, they also happened to have this polish on sale and I thought, why not? I don't have that many oranges. I was very much functioning as an opportunist. I was looking up similar colors to see if this had a name, and it turns out this is pretty close to something called International Orange, which is the color that is used for aerospace suits. This one, I think, is just a little bit more pink than red. It's almost like there is a touch of white in here. But otherwise, it does have sort of the same reddish tones. I didn't realize how much red or pink was in this until I actually started looking through palettes. Strangely, my brain was registering this as a true orange, and I really do not think it is. In one coat, this had way better coverage than I was expecting. Usually, when I'm using a Cirque jelly, I expect to be using 3. But I think this one will be good for me in 2, normally. We are going to apply 3 for the video because that's what we do, unless, of course, I am having a tantrum. And just like the other one, I think if your complaint with Cirque is that everything is extremely sheer, maybe this particular jelly collection is a better fit for you. In 2 coats, I think we have good color. I do think these Jarrito jellies have a tiny amount of milkiness in them, as I said earlier. I think that is why they look waxy to my eyes sometimes in 3 coats. I think this is where we reach maximum color, if not opacity. I like this in 2, and I'll probably wear that way in the future. Now, I'm going by memory just like I was with the other Jarritos polish, but I could swear these were initially more expensive than other similar jellies on the Cirque website, which is why I had skipped these. I did not want to pay $2 extra, and I did not love them enough to take that hit. But a sale can change a lot of things. I remembered these being limited edition. I didn't have any impression they were returning, but they have. And I got it on sale, and I'm not going to call up anybody and complain about that. In that 3rd coat, I don't think we get any more saturation, just more nail line coverage. And I do think that 3rd coat gives it that waxy look I was talking about. I have crayon hands again. Again, I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing, it's just a look. You will not get full opacity in 3. You would need some sort of blurring base or a more opaque undie under this one. I know I say this all the time, but I've never seen the point of buying a jelly, especially one without any additional components, just to use an undie. I just kind of don't understand, if I'm honest about it. If it had a shimmer or a flake or something like this that you wanted to sort of use as a topper, absolutely, I can understand that. But these sorts of plain jellies, why not just skip this? Just buy the undie. What you like is the undie, isn't it? I don't know. Maybe somebody can tell me. In the sun, I think you can see why I suddenly thought, oh, this is actually very red. Maybe it's my brain malfunctioning. But I definitely interpret this as being much more of a reddish orange. Luckily, I had the time to look up palettes before recording this voice note because initially my brain told me this was a true orange, and I really don't think it is. I've already mentioned International Orange, and I thought I'd put in just a quick visual here for the sake of comparison. I immediately thought of 2 types of flowers when I saw this color. One is the orange cosmos, and the other is a chrysanthemum, or just mums. Both of these flowers come with a huge variation in color, so they both range from, say, a lighter dandelion yellow over to more of a scarlet. And I really felt this particular jelly fit well within that range of color. For me, this polish has some similar properties to Toronja jelly. It also lost its waxy feel in the shade. And in the shade, I feel like that slight reddish tone is extremely detectable. It is also not fully opaque in 3, although just like Toronja, I do think it is not that easy to see your nail line. I do think you have to spend at least a moderate amount of time trying to figure out where it is. For someone like me, this is completely immaterial. In fact, in 2 coats I found my nail line immaterial. But I really like a sheer, and I understand I am biased. However, I also thought this would make an excellent polish for a koi manicure. And because it's a jelly, I was really hoping it would blend well. So I did end up buying linen with the intent that it was going to be a blurring base for me, but this might be my lighter tone to go with my orange. Now that we're inside, I really do not think this has changed that much from the shade. These plain jellies don't necessarily have much change to show off, but I can at least make sure that you can see what the different aspects of it are in different illumination. This polish weirdly does remind me of making pureed carrot soup. I don't know how I feel about that thought. I don't think it's gross, it's just I don't necessarily like to think of food when I look at my fingers. Hopefully I don't end up with a bones and all situation. And that is all for today. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe so that I can paint a chipmunk portrait and see if my chipmunks react to my obvious masterpiece. Please enjoy a clip of my chipmunk and a mourning dove enjoying some millet while I was trying to get some shots. I was actually kind of surprised that the mourning dove didn't leave. Usually they hate it when I'm on the deck, but apparently hunger overrode fear. Hi, Chippy. You're always helping. I know. But you brought the pigeon today, which surprises me. I know, pigeon. Terrifying. I really need to fuck off, don't I? Poor thing. Oh, hello, Spider. Where did you come from? Are you my friend for today?